if you know what things might go wrong, then you understand why it's happened,
Yeah.
and you've seen it happen once already. Okay, so the
Custom shape.
custom shape, yeah.
Very nice.
So what we have here, again, this is all. I'll show you some of the stuff behind it, but you probably want to stay away from some of this when you're explaining. But what we have here is a parametric shape. So using just in AutoCAD or BricsCAD, just using the geometric and the dimensional constraints. So we'll see why we use that in a minute. But I'll send you this DWG, so you've got one already done, and I'll send you a video in the little package of things I'm going to send you. I'll send you a video of how I created this one, so then you can see some of the buttons. It helps a little bit, but it doesn't help with the explanation of everything, but it does give you an idea of how to make this one up at least, and what some of the stuff is behind it. So the customer needs to know how to use constraints in the first place. But once you've got your constrained up shape, go to Cadworx Structure and we click on Shapes. And we go right to the very bottom, we've got Custom Section. So I'll click on that, and it opens this up here. So just like in Plant, each one of these we've got a PRJ and we've got a catalogue. We've got a catalogue with all the dimensional information about all our different members and shapes, and then the PRJ gathers them all together so we can use them in here. So what we're doing is creating a zone in here. So what we do is we click on New Custom Section, and then all we simply do is select the shape. And what it does, well, we need to give it a name, so I'll just call it I'll pop it in here. And it brings up this table. So you can see here it's got length, width, radius, there. I'll show you where it's pulled those from in a minute, but it's effectively the constraints, the dimensional ones. It picks them out, and you can then put values in for all of them. So at the moment, I've got it about 50 units. I think that's 100. That's 50. Can't remember.
Okay, Matthew, please, before going further, is it possible to locate the center of the rectangular and just draw a circle on that, please? That will definitely the same shape the customer will ask. Anywhere on that, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you find the. Okay. Smaller one. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm just going to think. This is because I don't really know what I'm doing with these, but let me try and think. So this is going to be. I'm going to leave it for now. I'll have to think about this a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a way. I just need a way of thinking about how I'll fix this so it always stays in the middle. And I think there's definitely a way. I just can't think of it at the minute. But there's definitely a way we can make it stay in the middle, and we could also change how big that is as well. So I'm assuming that will change depending on how big the plate is.
Okay.
Or whatever you've got connected to it. So I think that might change. So if I do it just for the big shape for now, and then we'll show you how it works, and then you'll see that we can put that circle in as well. You'll see it's
okay.
possible. So let me just do this. So you can see here we've got width, we've got the radius one there, and we've got length there. So they're the three things it's going to pick out for us. So if I click that. Table name. Oh no, you just want to put some information in these. Then you click Add, so it creates a new row here. I'll leave those just as simple. It doesn't pick up the information. It doesn't really matter what information we've got in here because we can define it here. So the reason why we need to make it parametric is because we can change the numbers in here. So I can put, we'll start with normal. So that was 50. That was 100. I think that was 20. 25, and I could put a unit weight in. I don't know. Let's say 10, and click OK. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over here. So you can look here. We've got that one member size, and we've just got one data table. So I can add material to it. We can put all this other stuff to it. Let's make it a column. Yeah, pick point. Now I can click insert. In fact, let's do that. That'll do. You can see the shape. So let's go to
extruded.
Perception. Yeah, so it's basically extruding it. But so we've got one size there, so we can go to edit, refine, or edit. Let's go add, and then say this one is 100 by 200, and let's say that stays at 25. Make that 15, and click OK. Oh, hang on. Here we go to number 2, and then place that there to there. Oh, hang on. Column length there. So we can make, so that's why it's parametric. So we can make, so you can do
scaled.
Yeah, you don't have to do the shape once. So that this is why I think it might be really good for those plates, because even though it's a plate, we've made them 2 meters long. We made them into columns, but I can make them into plates, anything I really want, because you just define it down here. So I could say this is actually plates, and it's a let's say structural plate. That's pretty much what it's going to be, isn't it? And then I'll do it by, yeah, I'll still say column length actually, because I imagine these would be like 10mm plates, 10mm thick or something like that.
Yeah.
So just go along here.
Excellent.
As many plates as you want.
Yeah, but there is one different thing. The circle that I asked you to draw
is actually going to be a hole.
Yeah, no, not hole. It's a pipe piece.
Okay. I may need a picture to help, but I think it possibly could be possible. But you could just add a pipe if you really wanted to. Oh, I did there.
Excellent.
And then I could just move it. No.
No, it is okay.
Go away. Stupid snaps. There we go.
Yes, snap. It's killing me sometimes.
Yeah. So there we go. But also you can extend them, so you can use the grips to adjust the length and width. I think, will it go outwards? Oh, it will. Oh, where's my mouse? Won't move. All right, so you can change the rotation of it apparently to 90. It'll move it round, or if you use that little grip, you can. You could change it. It won't come up now, but you can change it out to one of the other custom shapes that you've got in that table. So they've got a bit of flexibility there, and I'm sure it'll do what they want it to do.
And can we combine this pipe piece and the plate as well?
Yeah, well...
Okay, onion.
Sorry, probably group might be a...
Group is, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it'll group it so you can move them together, but I don't necessarily think it'll show as a one item in a bill of materials. That's that's my concern.
In the bill of materials, the pipes and the plates will be separated. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think there is no problem because it's very easy to make it.
Add them. Yeah. So I could look at it if you want to.
Thank you.
If it's a question, yeah, I can have a look, see if I can think of a way of joining them together. Or if you could send me a picture through of what they're doing as well, I could try and see if I.
Actually, this one, the plate and the pipe piece, because the insulation material will stuck on that pipe piece,
right.
And this will be tiled as wall accessory. These plates.
Okay.
Not on the floor. They will be located on a wall, and to keep the insulation material straight perpendicular, they will stack the insulation material on that pipe. But okay, because in Aveva to edit and input the spec of this plate is really very difficult for them. They will love it, I think.
Yeah. Okay. What else have I got on the list? Shop drawings. Yes, it is possible to do shop drawings in here. It's all about, but it's to do it properly. I've not had a good chance to practice this yet, but it's a really good tool actually. You've got to create a drawing. You can. I think WebEx is playing about with my graphics here. You can either do a plan, elevation, a detailed drawing, single line, steel, isometric. So let's just say plan. You got templates. I've got one called General Agent Setup. Let me just close that down. So if you go to Setup, you've got drawing templates, and you've got all this information you can use. So you've got template name, and you've got a few others here, but you just need to set them up, and they all can be saved back to your file. So go to GA, it's a plan, elevation, so you see all these options again. We just go down here, we can select what paper size, what orientation, the properties, you can bring in a title block, information. So you've got a lot of information we can set for the template itself. It just means rather than to go to layout and then go to page setup manager, set it up, insert a template, add all that information. You set this all up here, so every time you want to create a new drawing, you don't have to do it again, and you just pull out your template, drawing name, let's call it. So you see, it brings all that up. You've got all this here, and then you've got you can create a new viewport. It's going to be a plan. Viewport name. So you can click add a view box. So the view box basically isolates the part of the model. So let's basically all you do is you can select a beam. I've not really got any beams set up because I've not got a model here yet. But if you've got a steel structure, you just select a beam and it realizes it picks up that level where it's at, and it just does a little bit above, a little bit below the beam. So it should isolate out that section of the
model.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to let me do it. But you do that, you isolate that section, close that, and then it'll go back to your thing here, and it'll allow you to draw the viewport, and it'll just bring up just that section of the model, and then you go along here, and you can use annotate component, annotate the elevation, you can get vertical dimension and horizontal dimension. And then you've got, I don't know if you've used 2D Rep yet, but you've got 2D Rep, which then cleans up the drawing. So you've got, hang on, let me do over here. doesn't help much because we've not really got anything to really tie. Oh, I know. Hang on. No, I've not got. I have got plant open. As you can see there, that it looks okay. You could do a drawing out of that, but if I use 2D rep, I'll do it for the viewport, so it'll just do everything inside here. Solids and center lines. So all we'll see is the solid, no hidden lines, and just the center line. So if I run this on the drawing, so it only affects the view we've got in this paper space. So the model has been left unaffected, but now it's lost its intelligence. So now it's just AutoCAD lines, arcs, and circles. But you can see it just makes it a much neater drawing to view and to see your dimensions off of and to work from. So that's what 2D Rep's doing. So it's sort of flattening the drawing, taking out the intelligence for that view, and neatening up your drawing to make it easier to read. So that feature, that's what that is over here in Structure as well. So yeah, so it's just a case of setting up your template and playing about with some of the settings, and then after that it should just step you through. So do this, then do the view box, then go over here, and then you've got your view box set up, and then just go along and annotate. And